So we move away now from the living dead zombies and we move on to the granddaddy of all zombie movies. Oh yeah, I'm talking about Night of the Living Dead. So Night of the Living Dead was directed by George Romero in 1967 and released in 1968. This atmospheric, low-budget, gritty horror movie really defined the genre, and it created and paved the way to zombie movies of the modern era. Thanks to Night of the Living Dead and George Romero, the way we see zombies today are because of Night of the Living Dead. Like in The Walking Dead or other zombie-based mediums, it's based around the creation of George Romero. The thing about this movie that makes it so memorable, it really is its look. Its low budget, gritty, raw, uncompromising look really sets the movie. It was originally called Night of the Flesh Eaters, but I think because there was a movie out at the time called that, they changed it to Night of the Living Dead. But not only that, this is the only movie in his Dead series to use the title Living Dead, so I can see where Return of the Living Dead was parodying. So Night of the Living Dead opens with siblings Barbara and Johnny driving to a cemetery to put flowers down on their mother's grave. While there, Johnny is teasing Barbara, saying, "They're coming to get you, Barbara, they're coming to get you," reflecting back on childhood trauma. Or, in behold, she is then attacked by a zombie. Her brother is killed and she flees to a nearby farmhouse where she meets the film's hero, Ben. At the time, an African-American hero was unheard of in film, especially because this is the 1960s after all. But this movie broke all boundaries. George Romero wanted to cast the actor who played Ben only because he was the best actor for the role, not because he was black. But it really does create a groundbreaking revolution for this movie. The house is barricaded up from the zombies, and in the basement we find that there's more people held up, a family and a young couple. Throughout the rest of the movie, Ben and this obnoxious guy, Harry, are always butting heads and disagreeing with each other. They fired off the zombies, and in the end, no one survives. A true night of horror, really, welcomed by a new dawn of terror. So, many new things happened for this movie. It was one of a kind with its depiction of not only zombies, but of pure gruesome imagery with blood and gore carnage throughout. Maybe by coincidence, but the American rating system came to life not a month after the release of this movie. Whether or not it made significance to that birth, regardless, it's one uncompromising film and a huge mark in horror history. I'd also recommend the movie Last Man on Earth from 1964. It's starring Vincent Price and it's based on the story I Am Legend. And it's about this dude surviving in this post-apocalyptic world, and as far as he knows, he is the last man on Earth. At night, there's these vampires that come to life and try to kill him. And the comparison between the zombies in Night of the Living Dead and the vampires in Last Man on Earth, they're very similar. I could say George Romero watched Last Man on Earth and got a lot of inspiration for his zombies in Night of the Living Dead. Final thoughts on Night of the Living Dead: it's historically significant, it's amazing, it's a terrific horror film and movie in general. It's in the public domain because they forgot to put a copyright claim on their title card, which was the way you did it back in the 60s. They had it on their original title, Night of the Flesh Eaters, but forgot to put it on the Night of the Living Dead, so that's how it got its way into the public domain. So it's a really easy movie to get your hands on. You could watch it on YouTube or whatever. You could find it anywhere, basically. So yeah, great movie. Go check it out.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.